Hey there, this is Cleveland High School Podcast. I'm Nick Raccia.
I'm Jackson Bizzle.
I'm Trevor Harvey.
All right, we're going to be discussing NFL free agents. We all have our top 7. So, probably the biggest one on the market right now, Le'Veon Bell. We all know he's been out for a year. He's second on my list just because who knows where he's going to be. I mean, no doubt he was the best running back in the league about 2 years ago. Probably better than Todd Gurley and Ezekiel Elliott until he left. So, I mean, there's been rumors that he's like around 260 pounds now, just fat. But I'll be excited to see where he lands and where he goes. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I saw a picture of him on a jet ski. Yeah, he was looking pretty big, probably around 260.
Yeah.
He can't, no doubt, he probably won't be able to move like he used to.
No.
And he's not a power back type. So I don't think, like, when he signs to a team, I don't think he's going to be, like, as good as he was with the Steelers.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I have number 2 on my list. I put Antonio Brown number 1 on my list. Honestly, he's just such a game changer, and we all know what he can do, and he hasn't been sitting out a year like Le'Veon Bell. But Le'Veon Bell, where do you guys think he's going to go? I mean, me personally, I know I'm an Eagles fan, but, I mean, let's be honest. Eagles are dropping like 8 Pro Bowlers, and we're going to lose a whole lot of good players, so we need a very, outstanding player to help this team, and I think Le'Veon Bell can do it. Where do you guys think he's going to land?
Well, honestly, I'm a Cowboys fan too, and if he went to the Eagles, that would be it wouldn't be very good.
I mean,
But
I could see it happening. Just think about it. Giants have Saquon. Dallas have Ezekiel Elliott. Redskins have, I guess, Adrian Peterson, I guess. Eagles, we have Jay, and he's always getting injured.
he fell off once he got to the Eagles.
I can see the Eagles getting a big-time running back because we haven't had a big-time running back since McCoy, and we obviously need that.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
alright, so I see, me personally, I want to see Bell in on the Colts, because I feel like if they had a run game with like Le'Veon, even though I don't think he'll be
well,
that
the Colts
good,
have
Colts
they
have
have running
2
backs.
very
Yeah.
good running backs.
but they don't have a.
They got
they don't have
Marlon
Le'Veon.
Mack. I'm pretty sure that's his first name, and my
Yeah.
boy Naheem Hines.
Yeah, they're both very nice. Yeah, Marlon Mack and Naheem Hines. They're both rookies, right?
Naheem Hines was.
Yeah,
'cause
from NC
he
They
went to
need
NC
a
State.
vet. They need a vet. That's what the Rams did with Todd Gurley. They got that number
Well,
35. I
the
don't know
Colts
his
are going to
name.
be fine with their running backs because
Yeah.
their O-line, people are already saying they're one of the best O-lines in the league, and they had,
They're
they
2
drafted.
power backs, pretty much.
Yeah, they had Quentin Well, Naheem Hines is not a power back.
I
That
could
dude
see
is-
him as a power back.
Naheem Hines is crazy. That man he'll get laid out if he tried to run up somebody over. But, the Colts drafted like Quentin Nelson, and they had Brian Kelly, I'm pretty sure. Those 2 guys have made their O-line like 10 times better from last year.
I mean, he could honestly go. The Jets can pretty much sign anyone. They have the most cap space available. Everyone's saying that they're either going to get Bell or Antonio Brown or any of these top 7 players. If the Jets get them, I honestly think that he's just going to turn into a terrible player just because that Jets program is trash.
Le'Veon?
Yeah.
Whoa. Honestly,
I don't know.
I can see him on the Jets. And, the Jets probably need him. They need some type of big offensive player.
Yeah,
'Cause,
that's
like,
true. I mean, Le'Veon
they
Bell
don't got nobody on
obviously
offense.
doesn't care about team. That's why he left the Steelers. He cares about money. So whoever pays him the most,
Which is what I hate about.
And the Jets will, they have enough money.
Yeah,
to
the
pay
Jets
him.
have more than enough. They could
And they
probably
need
sign
him.
Le'Veon
Yeah.
Bell and Antonio Brown if they really wanted to.
Because
Yeah,
their
if
best
they-
player is the second best safety in the league.
Yeah, but obviously the only way Le'Veon Bell would go to the Jets is for the money. He knows they're
He
not
doesn't
going to
care
do
about the
nothing
team.
there. Like, Jets are terrible. They had 4 wins, 3 wins this
Yeah.
season. He's not going to make them a playoff team.
So that's why I have Antonio Brown over him. I honestly think that Antonio Brown's probably going to go to the 49ers just because he's been hyping that up so much. Goodwin, that's who's their number 1 wide receiver on the 49ers, and he's been injured. I don't know. I can't see him as the number 1. So, I mean, Garoppolo to Antonio Brown would low-key be nasty, so I would love to see that.
And, he was, hyping it up, having conversations with 49ers great, receiver Jerry Rice or whatever. And he's always posting
Yeah,
stuff
and he
about
followed the 49ers.
he's
Yeah.
always posting stuff about the Niners. I think
He
gonna
hasn't
do
been
that.
released yet, but who
Well, been
knows?
traded yet. Well, is he going to get released?
I think it's
Of
traded.
course they're going to release him.
I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
yeah,
think
he
he-
requested for a trade.
So they have Juju Smith-Schuster. I think that that's enough. And then they're projected to draft Marquise Brown from Oklahoma. He's like the next Antonio Brown. I honestly think that they're gonna be fine where they left off, and they're getting more draft picks.
Yeah, I think the Steelers will be just fine without them, without Le'Veon and Antonio, because before they got there, they were winning games. You know,
Yeah.
that they won the Super Bowl in 2009.
Yeah.
And I don't know why you're looking at me like that, because you know I'm right. But yeah, like I said, they were winning before they got there.
And they also lost the Super Bowl to the Packers. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, but they still got to the Super Bowl without them.
Okay.
They don't really need them, because
Yeah.
Juju
They do,
Smith-Schuster, I think Juju is gonna be.
Juju.
He's gonna
and
break out this year without
James
Antonio.
Conner.
Oh
That's
my
more than
God.
enough.
Yeah, James Conner
Oh my God.
played very well this year,
Yeah. no
and
doubt.
Juju.
They're going to be fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
so I
and
thought
their
I
defense
thought we
is-
went over this. Juju is not even a top 15 receiver.
Yeah, but he's gonna become. I guarantee you.
Yeah. In the next.
He's
3
gonna
years,
break out.
He's gonna become a great. All right. Anyways, we all have like 3 defensive ends,
Mhm.
all on our top 7. My first one coming up on the list is Clowney.
That's crazy. Crazy.
But it is kind of skeptical because Clowney and DeMarcus Lawrence are very similar, I would say. DeMarcus Lawrence, he's a very good defensive end. I mean, he had
10.5 sacks.
he had 10.5 sacks versus Clowney's, I think it was 8 sacks, 9 sacks. So he had the most sacks on the list versus all of them. But Clowney and J.J. Watt, I mean, of course it's good to have them both, but at the same time, if you can get more out of Clowney and just trading one away, I mean, I think they should.
Honestly, like, ever since Clowney got the league, he was the number 1 pick, right? Wasn't he the number 1
Yeah,
pick
he
in the
was the
draft?
number 1
South
pick.
Carolina, pretty sure.
Yeah,
South Carolina.
I was about 8 years old, I think, something like that, way back in my heyday.
Clowney?
No, yeah, Clowney.
Clowney got drafted like two
Like
years ago.
2014.
It was not 2
It
years
was like
ago.
2014.
It was like
We-
2-3 years
oh,
ago.
Oh, then I was like 10 or 9. Because
How old are you?
right now I'm 14, but that doesn't matter.
Okay, my
Okay,
fault.
Clowney. Okay.
Obviously, I'm a big college fan, and I knew who he was, and I kept up with him. And that dude was so dirty, because we all seen that hit he
Against
had
Michigan.
against Michigan.
Yeah.
And I thought he was gonna be like so nice. And honestly, I don't think he's
I
stepped
think
up
it's
to
just
his expectations.
It's because he has
What?
J.J. Watt on that team, and there's already so many good defensive ends on that team. I think if he went to his own team and made a statement, I feel like he could definitely improve.
Honestly, I think he should stay with the Texans because they have a good team going, and
Yeah, that's true.
they just need to add something to offense. I'd say they have a top 10 defense.
Yeah.
Like
So,
the Texans, they need they cannot
They need
get
a
over that
running back.
hump.
They
Yeah,
really do
they
need
don't
a
got
running
no.
back.
No, they have a running back. He just needs to stay
Lamar
healthy.
Miller, he's a piece of glass, bro. He gets injured every single season. If Le'Veon Bell's not going to the Eagles, I could see him going to the Houston
They
Texans.
can't afford him. They can't
Yeah,
afford him.
but like the Texans, they're right there getting over that hump to being an amazing team.
Yeah,
But the past 2 years, I'm pretty sure.
they've just choked.
Yeah, they've had a home playoff game and they lost, and they lost this year 21-7 to the Colts, which they should have not have lost. Being at home and being as good as they have been over the season, because they went on a 10-game win streak. I think they
And
started
I
off
give that
0-3.
I give that all to DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah,
He
Hopkins.
really did carry that team.
Yeah, he's the best receiver in the league.
For
You
sure.
have to be to carry a team at receiver because that's
We
not
gotta
really
you gotta give Deshaun Watson some credit, because
Deshaun Watson is nice. Yes, he's been injured, but I think next year him and
what do you mean?
DeAndre Hopkins
Oh.
is gonna be like the next Jerry Rice and
No,
Joe Montana.
Relax.
I mean, think about it.
Well,
DeAndre
Deshaun
Hopkins
Watson-
doesn't drop a ball, and Deshaun Watson has been laying dimes all season.
No, honestly, he doesn't drop a ball, but the throws are not dimes. If you look at the highlights, they're like underthrows, overthrows, too high, too low, and Hopkins has to, make a play.
Okay,
on the
well,
ball.
speaking of quarterbacks, I think each of us have a quarterback on our top list. Maybe
Yeah.
not for Jackson.
Yeah.
So recently, yesterday, the Eagles have officially released Nick Foles from the team. We're not gonna franchise him and then trade him. We're just gonna release him. I saw recently that Nick Foles. I do think that they're gonna do a deal with the Jaguars where we trade them. Or actually, no, that's not
It
possible
can't happen,
anymore.
yeah.
Right? I think the Jaguars are probably gonna pick them up because Blake Bortles is nowhere near cutting it, and I'd rather have a Super Bowl MVP than a rookie quarterback at the moment.
But you know, with Nick Foles,
He is a
I
little
think
old, of course, but
I don't
he's
think
experienced.
wherever he goes, he's not gonna do good.
Yeah,
because
I think he's a system.
yeah,
quarterback.
he did good in the playoffs, but I guarantee you, a team like the Jaguars is gonna offer him millions of dollars.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
like a, you know,
Big money.
like a star player. Yeah,
They'll probably do a 3-year deal.
something amazing, like something that, you know, he will get paid a lot, and then he's gonna underperform, and then,
Or get injured.
you know, it's a waste of money,
But all right,
waste
so
of cap space.
So who
My-
do you have, Travoy? instead
my
of
quarterback, I
Foles?
got Teddy Bridgewater. He was recently on the Saints or whatever. I honestly feel like he should go to the Dolphins because they desperately they need a quarterback. They're terrible. And
Well, they
he's a
got
good
Ryan
player.
Tannehill.
No,
Tannehill.
Ryan Tannehill is
No,
just horrific.
He's terrible.
He is not terrible.
He's terrible.
He's a bad quarterback. Let's be honest. So you think Teddy Bridgewater over Foles?
Yes,
Teddy Bridgewater
Why?
was.
because he can.
Yes,
all
I think Teddy Bridgewater.
He can play in different types of teams, because he has a wider skill set. Foles, he just drop back, maybe a little play action.
That
and
works.
just in that system. If he goes to another team,
Yep.
I guarantee if he, like you said, if he goes to the Jaguars, they're not gonna let him do that Eagle stuff he did. He's gonna have to
Bro, think about it. Blake Bortles is nowhere near like Teddy Bridgewater type of action. He's a Nick Foles type of person. Nick Foles is better than Blake Bortles, and they're like the same quarterback in a way. So if he goes to the Jaguars, he's going to be doing the same thing that he's been doing this whole time.
right, and they're gonna do the same thing, which is suck.
Yeah.
All
They're
right,
gonna-
Nick Foles is a smart quarterback.
Teddy Bridgewater, honestly,
Teddy
the only
Bridgewater
reason
is-
he fell off is because he got hurt.
Because he got hurt. Yeah,
He was
honestly,
He
a
was
really
on
good
Minnesota,
quarterback.
right?
Yeah, he was
Minnesota.
really good before he got hurt.
He was.
I mean,
And
an
then
injury can change everything.
Exactly.
No, but he's still nice though. His highlights with the Saints from this past season, he still has.
Yeah, he just has
No
gotten
one-
unlucky since he came back. 'Cause
Yeah, no one wants to let him lose. But I feel like if he goes to the Dolphins, they will because they have no quarterback.
Yeah, he needs to be in a starting position
Yeah.
because when he got hurt and he came back, they had Case Keenum playing, you know, amazing
Yeah.
last year, and then he went to the Saints and obviously Drew Brees. So yeah, I think if he goes somewhere where he can be the starter and stay the starter, he will perform like he used to.
All right, so on to the DBs. I think we all have a DB. Some of us might
I
have
have
the same one.
Landon Collins as my number 7th player.
Yeah, I got Earl Thomas up
I
there.
got Landon Collins also.
So,
all right, so
do
I
you
feel
believe Earl Thomas is washed?
yes, he's
No.
very washed.
I
He's
No,
I
very
he's not.
truly believe that he's got maybe a year left, and I think that he's hyped up too much.
How old
No.
is he? Like, isn't he 33? Something like that?
Probably, and that's old for a DB. Yeah,
Have
for a
you-
DB, you got to be physical, and
Yeah, and
in this
fast.
league, there's so many small, fast,
Young.
aggressive receivers. I mean, I don't think that he can keep up with them. Landon Collins, though, he's a very young athlete.
Yes.
I would consider him in his prime right now.
Yeah, no, I feel like Landon Collins, he can get so much better because basically the Giants' defense,
Yeah, has always been
they're,
bad.
they're terrible.
Yeah, the
If
Giants.
he was on a better defensive team, like
If he went to the Jaguars and had that type of program, I think that he would be a top DB.
or the Vikings,
Yeah.
if he goes to the Vikings, play as beside
Xavier
they're-
Rhodes.
Xavier Rhodes, yeah, basically in their Pro Bowl safety, like two safeties,
Yeah,
a
the
Pro
wide-
Bowl.
the wide
corner.
Harrison
Yeah,
Smith.
Harrison Smith. Yeah, I was trying to think of his name. Yeah, basically that defense would be so good, and he'll be like, I feel like if he goes to, he needs to go to a better defensive team to reach his full potential.
So Jackson, you have Landon Collins going to the Chiefs.
Yes, I do.
So don't they have Eric Berry as their safety?
Yeah, he's like the third best safety.
Yeah, but there's,
He is getting old, right? But you see him going to the Chiefs?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
see that. I don't see that at all.
I see him either going to the Bucks or the Dolphins.
The Dolphins, the Bucks.
Bro, the Bucks have a terrible defense. Why would they not try to improve their
Yeah,
defense?
if honestly, if the Bucks had at least a mediocre defense, if they had a mediocre defense, the Bucks would be a playoff team Because, dude,
Nowhere close.
They're- dude.
Nowhere
Oh my
close.
God.
Hold on. Whoa,
They
whoa, whoa,
need
whoa, whoa, whoa,
everything
whoa. You need to
possible.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
relax.
No, no,
You
no,
need
no,
to
no, no,
relax.
no,
You
no.
need to
No, no, no,
relax.
no.
The only
Their
good
offense,
thing going
dude,
for that team is Mike Evans.
dude, their offense, have you seen where they're ranked in offense in the league?
They're terrible.
They're
What about
first
the
in passing
team?
yards.
What
They're
about the
third in
team?
overall.
Okay, honestly.
And rushing, and they're like fifth
Okay,
in rushing.
Mike Evans and is it Godwin or Goodwin? I think it's Godwin. And then they had the small wide receiver,
Chris Humphries.
Chris Humphries.
That got rocked by Xavier
okay,
Woods.
they were low key nasty and they did put up a whole lot of passing yards, but that's not taking them anywhere because they have no run game
At all.
But they're
and their
fifth. They're
defense
like
is
fifth in the
horrific.
league.
Atrocious.
and passing.
Their defense is holding them down. Like their defense is so bad. They
which makes sense why they should get Landon Collins.
if Landon Collins, if they
You
did
can't
get Landon
carry that
Collins, they'd be a
defense.
better team.
They need more than a. All right. For
They
that
need a few
terri-
defensive
For that
players.
terrible defense, they don't need to not draft, but trade for a DB. They need either a D lineman or a linebacker that can like make an impact.
Well, they have like Levante David and
He's
Quan
terrible.
Alexander
They're
and
terrible.
Vidi Villa or Vada Villa.
Yeah, the dude from
Vea,
the Eagles.
he's
I think.
terrible. He's
no, they
terrible.
got someone from the Eagles, a defensive end, and he was low key good.
But Vea in his rookie year, he was absolutely terrible. He did not live up to any of the hype that he
Wasn't he a rookie this year though?
Yeah, he was a rookie, but he was terrible. They're the other defensive rookies compared to Roquan Smith and
Bradley Chubb.
and Minka Fitzpatrick, Derwin James, all these good defensive players, and he was supposed to be one of those two, and he was absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't. He wasn't as good as all those dudes. But like I said, the Bucks.
Are terrible.
If they at least did get Landon Collins, they'd be.
Honestly, I don't feel like they're going to do anything in this free agency. I feel like they're going to be like another Browns this season, and then next season they're going to try to do something. But I feel like they're going to do something stupid this free agency. Probably sign like some overhyped player.
Yeah.
Probably get some overhyped guy coming out of college or something. I don't know.
I mean, Jameis Winston. You think that he's still there?
No, he's nice. He's
You think
still
so?
nice.
He
Yeah,
he would be
needs-
He's
good if
very
he,
mediocre, I would say.
Yeah, he's so like bipolar, I guess.
Yeah.
Like he will one game he throw for like 300
4
yards. Yeah,
touchdowns,
something
and
like
the
that.
next
And then the next
game-
game he'll have like 3 picks or something.
Yeah, he is a very bipolar, and that's not healthy for that
But
team.
what do you
They
expect
need-
from that horrible O-line?
And Jameis gets in a lot of trouble, like stealing crabs.
Yeah,
and,
that's
you know,
why.
and-
What's his face? The backup quarterback Fitzpatrick. He
Yeah,
totally carried that
Fitzmagic.
team. Yeah. Okay, so back to the defensive line because we didn't really cover them that much. I think we all have Brandon Graham as like our last defensive end on the list.
I had Trey Flowers.
Okay, so Brandon Graham, I'll put him at last just because he is getting a little bit old. He's a little bit overhyped, but he's still a playmaker. And then before him, I would definitely have Lawrence probably over Clowney.
Whoa.
Lawrence
I honestly-
definitely needs to stay with my Cowboys because we already have obviously a top 10 defense, and I haven't seen him having any problems. But if he leaves for the money just because we don't pay him, then I'm gonna be very mad because
Well, honestly,
that'll be just a complete waste.
Yeah, the Cowboys are stacked with the team, and I feel like them getting rid of someone isn't going to help. I think the one thing they need to do is add someone.
Yeah, that'll be a step backwards if they really let
And
DeMarcus go. And
We all think that the Cowboys need to add a quarterback.
no, they do
no,
not.
hold on.
Why do you
Before
guys
we
keep
go on
saying
to the
that?
quarterback
before.
argument, I honestly feel like Lawrence should go to the Saints
Oh my
because
god.
they need a backup for Cam Jordan.
What?
Lawrence
they-
is too good to be a backup.
They need a
What are
backup.
you talking about?
He's terrible.
A backup.
They need a backup for Cam Jordan.
What do you mean? Last year he had like 14
They
sacks.
need a backup. So just in case Cam Jordan gets
Oh
injured,
my god.
they need a backup.
You are crazy.
All right, now on to that quarterback
Hold on,
situation.
One
No,
second.
you're
If
crazy.
Brandon Graham gets released from the Eagles, there's been reports that Trey Flowers would then go to the Eagles. I don't know if the Eagles are releasing Brandon Graham just because of money-wise and Trey Flowers is less money, but I think that's a huge upgrade because Trey Flowers had around like 8 sacks and Brandon Graham only had 4. So I
And
would
he's
take
only
that.
25.
Yeah, that is true.
He's what?
25, Trey Flowers.
Oh.
So we talked about Nick Foles and we talked about Teddy Bridgewater. So me and Travoy honestly think that the Cowboys need to get a new quarterback.
No, they
If
don't.
Teddy Bridgewater went to the Dallas Cowboys,
Super Bowl.
You guys just
Super
think
Bowl.
so
if
crazy.
Nick Foles even went,
Super
You
Bowl.
guys
To
think
Dallas.
so crazy. I swear you guys do.
you guys need.
I honestly
a
think you're
pocket
playing.
passer.
I honestly think you guys are messing around. Like, there's no way you think Dak is like terrible.
He's terrible.
Dak
You,
is
you
not
guys
the
talk
answer.
about him.
Terrible.
You guys talk about him like he's Satan or something. Like,
He's
like
trash.
what are you talking about?
Dak
like-
Prescott isn't cutting it. They need a pocket passer, and he runs too much and gets sacked.
Runs too much and gets sacked.
He runs too much and
He's
gets
a dual
negative
threat
yards.
quarterback. He's a dual threat quarterback.
But you don't need to be a dual threat when you have Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup
Yeah, he's
on
a
that
dual
team.
threat. He's a threat to fumble and throw interceptions.
He is.
He's
Are you-
absolutely
are you
trash.
crazy?
You guys choke every single time you go to the playoffs, and I blame that on Dak Prescott and Jason.
Oh my
Garrett.
God.
And Jason Garrett.
If anything, if you need to blame anyone for anything, it's Scott Linehan, and we gave him the boot. So and Kellen Moore, which was our quarterback coach, who
Quarterback should be next.
is he's going to be calling the plays. Which honestly, I don't think Scott Linehan was that bad, but he could have done way better. If we had a better offensive coordinator, we would have been a Super Bowl contender. So hopefully Kellen Moore can be that dude that could put us, in that rankings.
All right, so to wrap it up, we all agree that Antonio Brown is probably number one on all the lists. He's gonna go somewhere special. Le'Veon Bell, we'll see where he ends up. He's a mediocre kind of player right now. Who knows how good he's gonna be? Who knows how bad he's gonna be? Will the Cardinals get a defensive end off free agent? Are they gonna draft Nick Bosa? So Cardinals are on the clock. This is Cleveland High School Podcast. I'm Nick Raccia.
I'm Jason Bizzle.
I'm Travoy Harvey.
Thank you for joining us.
Bro, nigga, what